everyone, welcome to MGS Coaching Football. Thanks for watching my channel. I appreciate it. I haven't been putting out many videos between the recruiting season, finishing up our 23 class, and next month we'll be starting on the road near the end of the month for our 24 class with spring football. So I apologize. I've been able to dedicate a big chunk of time today to the channel, so I'm going to put together 3 videos for you. Okay? So this particular video is part of our rifle package. We call it Tree, okay? And so I'm going to show it to you versus what we call 11 personnel, right? One back, one tight end, and an 11 formation, okay? And that'll be over here in the diagram. What I'll first do, though, is I'll go through the assignments and how it affects the technique to execute Tree. Okay, it's only for our defensive line, so it's a 3-man line stunt. Okay, and then over here, I'll bring it to life for you. So first up, right, why is it called Tree? Well, it combines 2 existing rifle line stunts, Slant 2 and Stick 2. It combines them, okay? So therefore, you're combining 2 separate rifle line stunts, right? So won't that be confusing? Well, here's how it affects the assignments. The nose and the defensive end on the side of the call. So if it's Ringo, that would be a stud. Remember, our D-line stays left and right, so there's a freebie, non-subscribers. You want everything? You got to push the button. Okay? And then the defensive end opposite, so in a Ringo, it's always going to be the end, he executes the stick. So that's how easy it is, and that's a major reason why we stay left and right with our defensive line. Okay? So nose and D end on the side of the call, so the stud in a Ringo executes slant, defensive end opposite, so the end in a Ringo executes the stick. So even though the existing line stunts go in first, don't assume your players will automatically know. Okay, so there's always teaching, right? Simplified teaching equals simplified learning, which creates execution. So this video, the one I'm putting together for you right now, the designated player is the tight end. So in your film study, you'll always notice there's a tendency to go somewhere where the particular player plays, right? What you're trying to defend. A lot of times in 11 personnel, it's the tight end. If a team is a big offset the back in the gun, you might find that the offset halfback is your designated player, right? So as the coach, you just tell your guys, all right, look, we're going to the halfback, not in the V, right? An adjustment. Okay, now we got to switch it up. They change their tendencies. Now we're going to the tight end, or we're going back to the tight, right? So that's, again, how you can simplify things, starting with the initial process right through to when everything's going crazy, right? During a game, it simplifies your adjustments. So the number 4 here, Tree, 2, the designated player combines slant and stick. That's what Tree is in a nutshell. Now that hopefully makes more sense. So let's go to the diagram. So in the diagram, the offense is drawn in black. The 3 defensive linemen are in red, and the rest of the defense is green. Okay? So what I will do after I go through how the defensive line executes it, I'll go through how it impacts our inside linebacker as well as our safeties gap assignments. Okay? So here it is, right? We got our Liz right, tight ends on the right, so it necessitates a Ringo call. Ringo, Ringo, Ringo. So that tells our defensive line in the rifle package to go to the right. Okay, R and R, again, I got to keep it simple. So anytime it's Ringo, the stud's automatically on the side of the call, the end's automatically opposite. So nose and D end, stud, execute the slant. When that ball snapped, they're executing that slant technique, getting up to the near hip of, in this case, the guard, in this case, the tight end. And they are looking to penetrate. And they're going to react to that hip. It's either coming to them or it's going away. And if it's going straight up the field to them, that's away. So they're going to peel with it. Okay? So now, right, Ringo tells the end to stick, which is that 2-gap reduction. 1, 2. So now his landmark is the hip of the center. Again, it's either coming to him or it's going away from him. In our odd front, it's never is it really going straight up the field, right? Okay, so that's how they execute it. There's the slant. There's the stick. Combined, for us, it's called tree. Okay, so then now, how does that affect gap assignments? Well, for the inside linebacker on the side of the call, right? So in this case, the Mike, he's on the right. It's a Ringo. He's a 31. Over here, okay, nothing really changes because this is check orbit. Right? And sorry, technically he's going to be a 33, as you'll see why in a second. So now our safeties, when they're on the back side, they're automatically what we call slice, which means they come down, they got C gap. But now, right, if the play's coming this way, so he comes down, he automatically becomes a stub. He's got the B gap. Because on a play coming this way, he would take the B and he would have the C. And so then we got C, B, A, B, C all covered. So when you're coaching, and I'm not going to go through every particular scenario, but when you're coaching up any of your line stunts, you have to teach your players at the second and third level how that line stunt impacts their gap responsibility. That's huge. Because if you don't and you say, geez, I had the perfect call, how the heck did the guy get through the gap? Did you teach your players who had that gap? Did you then practice? Did you then film it so that your players can watch the film and learn, yeah, I should have been a stub here, right? Well, that's on us as coaches. So as I said at the beginning, really, I appreciate you watching my channel, and spring ball is over in the middle of April, so then hopefully I can get back on more of a consistent schedule.